Welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. Come on in tonight. Tonight I'm going to change the title from Cups. We're moving on tonight to do the Pentacles. So tonight we will be doing the Pentacles. I'm going to update that for us right now. So we'll be doing the Pentacle. Oh, look at me.
Yeah, I know. It's like you
came
started
up
off
crazy.
softly and then ended up yelling at it.
I know. I started that way. It's because of the A. Hit that. Okay.
I waited for you to notice. That's kind of one of my pet peeves is grammar.
Me too. So Pentacles. All right. So let's update that now. So, all right, folks. Tonight, we're going to be going over the Pentacles here at Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick, with my wonderful sidekick, Miss Alicia Nicole.
Good evening, everyone. We have champagne tonight.
Yes, we do. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. So let's take off the heading here and go to full screen for us. Hello, everybody. And I need a sip of that champagne.
Yeah, you didn't toast me.
I did toast.
Well, you toast me. You didn't sip. You got to sip it after you toast it.
Well, let's toast again.
It's
I don't want to
okay.
mess that up.
All right. Yep.
All right.
Because champagne makes everything better.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yes, we're doing champagne tonight.
Yes. It's been a long week and it's only Wednesday.
Yes. So we're going to let a few people sign in.
Let's tell you got a little hair.
Thank you. She takes good care of me.
I try.
We're going to let some people sign in. It is our regular Wednesday night podcast. I know that I went online and stirred a whole bunch of people up, so they should be online still. So those who are in class,
ready to fight,
ready to rumble.
Yes.
You can follow us here on Facebook. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on YouTube. And on YouTube, please subscribe there. If you're on TikTok, which I don't have Magni's computer, so I can't see TikTok. But if you're on TikTok, please tap that screen. Get some hearts up in there. And if you're on Facebook, please send us some messages. And let's get some people in the room. We are going to start reviewing shortly. We're going to be going over the Pentacles and the Tarot. This is the third PowerPoint of the evening, and this is the book where most of it comes from. This is Tarot with Sid, the whole story. And again, what I am doing with this is preparing people for the masterclass in Tarot that I'll be doing this year. So this class used to be a 7-week course, and it was like 1 day a week for 7 weeks. But I'm giving it free online now because I would like to get into more of a master class for people to learn how to read tarot. And so we are now on the third PowerPoint. I did go through some of the other pages on the off days, but I'm going to give all the PowerPoints here live. If you ever miss any part of it, you can always go onto YouTube and catch the classes on YouTube. They are live. Also, Magni is going to put together a condensed version of all of it together in one and make what we'll do and put it together like one long video and post it on YouTube as well. But until that point, you can go onto YouTube to keep up with the class if you want to learn it before the master class. And I would recommend that because the master class would really get into more of the laying of the cards and the interpretations and working with one another and getting better at the sensing part of the tarot, not the meaning. So this is mostly for you to learn the meanings.
Is the Celtic cross, we talked about that last time, is that the only formation?
Oh, no. No. So let me while we're waiting for people to log in. So, because it's still just now 8 o'clock or 8:01. Yeah. I think I have a PowerPoint up here. I think it's right here.
Yeah, under spreads.
Yeah. So on the last night, we're gonna have a whole we're gonna do a whole thing on this.
Oh, okay.
See, look at all the spreads.
Yeah.
So I can show you this. I'm not going to show everybody this just yet, but I'll show you this. But see, there's a whole bunch of, there's a chakra spread where it goes to each root. There's a chakra. This is spiritual and family, spread, and there's just different types of spreads you can do. Look at all of them. Missing pets.
Oh, okay.
Home and animals.
That could be something that would be interesting. I think
Another
if I started doing that with work, like, hey, by the way, I'm here to talk to you about your horse's ulcers. And also, are any of them missing? Because I got some cards that we can throw out right now.
So on the last night that we do the Wands of Tarot, that's the night that I'm going to go over that piece. Okay. And I'm going to actually do a couple of lays on, but there's going to be a camera that's going to come down, and I'll be covering some of the lays then. So again, I'm going to give people...
So while we wait, I heard that you came in second last night. So can you tell me a little bit about your evening? Because I wasn't there.
Okay. If you tell us a little bit about yours, you showed me a picture of that horse strapped up for surgery. Yeah. That was kind of wild. Yeah. But anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about mine. So let me turn my phone off because I had it up for work. So last night, so every second Tuesday, and everybody, you're all welcome to come. Every second Tuesday, my sister podcaster, Misty Gaither, who her and I are doing a gallery together on Sunday. Unfortunately, it's a private gallery. You have to have an invitation to come. You're invited, by the way, if you want to come.
Thanks, sweetie.
But you need to let me know if you're coming because it's limited seating.
I will.
Every second Tuesday at Chef Ron's Gumbo Shop on Causeway. Kind of lagging there on the video, I noticed. But at Chef Ron's Gumbo Shop, there is an event that's called, it's a trivia night. And it's all about true crime and paranormal things. And there always is a little bit of the Golden Girls trivia as well thrown in for one of the sections. Tossed in for bonus points.
For the people that don't like true crime, the few remaining women in the world that don't like true crime.
Right. So we all meet on the second Tuesday at Chef Ron's, and we eat gumbo or whatever else Chef Ron has cooked up for the night.
He has really good food too.
He does. He has really good food. And
I'm on my 3rd week of steroids right now. And that's like pretty much all I can think about is food. I know. And now that and I've been trying to be good because like Mardi Gras is coming up, you know, there's costumes and stuff and balls. And so I'm like, I have to fit into things, but I'm also on my 3rd week of steroids. And you just mentioned food. And I'm like, all I want is food.
Hey, TK, how you doing? We're going to be starting in just a minute, going over the tarot. We're trying to see if we get a few more people to log in. It's only showing me nobody, but I see somebody up there. But okay.
Maybe it's the lag behind.
Maybe so. Maybe. It could be a lag.
It could be mystery night for us.
Could be.
Like we have no idea what's like. That's how I feel most days, that I have no idea what's going on. I wasn't able to join you last night, and because I feel that we would have made a strong show, and perhaps we need to just... Well,
it stormed, so I think that stopped a lot of people.
It stormed, yes, later in the evening. Hi, Katie. I was playing around with horses yesterday and horse ulcers and all kinds of fun, gross things that I do all day. And I did meet a woman who doesn't watch true crime, and I made the horrible comment about how women, it's such a stereotype anymore. Like I almost watch it when I can't go to sleep at night. Like let me just put on the Discovery Channel true crime show and just be like gently lulled off as they talk about like luring women into vans.
Oh, good. We got some people coming in. Hello.
See, it is mystery night.
Yes, it is mystery nights, and people
have no idea
how many people are out there. So look, I'm going to tell you. So last night at the true crime trivia, I threw up a bonus question. And I'm going to see if you know the answer. I'm going to give you the bonus. And you guys, and some of y'all might know the answer to this. If you know
you do play along.
Play along. Here's a little bit of true crime trivia. What 1960s serial killer movie featured Tony Curtis? It was filmed in the 60s. Does anybody know the answer to that?
Baby.
Rosemary's Baby wasn't a serial killer movie. That was a demon movie. And I'll even throw in a bonus if you get this one right.
Can you give me a clue?
Nope. And Missy didn't get the name of the movie. She got the name of the serial
You've been
killer.
doing research and studying.
No.
You told me that you were preparing.
No, I have not. On this, I remember this from a child. I didn't know the name of the serial killer that was played.
Okay.
I knew the name of the movie.
Was it a class like?
It was a
classic, but like, was it an old time serial killer? I want to say
it was. I can tell you it was a black and white movie.
Yeah,
and I can tell you that much. But it was a 1960
like Jack the Ripper
movie that
Tony
Curtis played in the movie, and it was a black and white movie about a serial killer. Can anybody type in what the name of that movie was?
They have the ability to Google.
They do.
He was an attractive young man.
I will tell. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a bonus point. He also played a person in the 1960s. He also played in another movie that he played a person who went after spiritual people. Do you know the name of that movie that he also played the lead in?
The Sentient?
No.
That was a 70s movie.
No, it was all in the 60s.
All in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. I don't know. I don't know 60s movies.
The first movie, and I recommend you watching because it was really kind of, it might even been the late 60s or early 70s, but it was that era.
Yeah.
So Tony Curtis played the Boston Strangler.
Okay.
And he also played Harry Houdini in Houdini. In one of the originals, the black and white version. And so,
you know what I'm looking forward to is Charlie Hunnam playing. Well, not this. There's something clearly wrong with me. I'm looking forward to seeing Charlie Hunnam, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, play Ed Gaines when they do the people that do American Horror Story, how they've started that series called
race.
Monster.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna give you another good one. Now, this is not one that Misty had. So, who was one of the most intelligent serial killers that Leatherface was after? The character Leatherface was after the person from Silence of the Lambs. No,
Ed Gaines was based on Leatherface.
I thought she said it was Ted Bundy.
No,
I could be wrong. Maybe it was Ed Gaines.
Yeah.
Okay, I could have that wrong because I don't. Look, I'm not the serial killer person.
I know.
But she is. That's why I thought she would have got Tony Curtis. You need to go watch it. For the 1960s, it was a pretty graphic movie for the 60s.
I do love old movies, but
it was pretty graphic for the 60s.
I really like 1950s movies.
Right.
And I'll watch 1970s movies.
Because you know he didn't just strangle them. He used to rape them with a broomstick and then he would strangle them.
That's pretty gross.
And it was like for being in that time period. It was pretty. Yes, the Boston Strangler. Yes. Yes,
Angela got it.
Yes.
I think because the fashion of the 60s was so awful, it's just that whole decade. Right. I'm not a 60s fan.
If you like serial killer movies, you should.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that Valentine's Day.
All right, so let's get started. So we got a few people. Since we have a few people, let's get started with the Pentacles of Tarot. So let's start with the first tarot card, which is the Ace. So, the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is the seed of success. Opportunities are available. A better job or promotion. Perhaps a windfall of profit or an inheritance is on the way. With increased prosperity will come increased responsibility. A card of good fortune. But remember, the seed requires cultivation to bear fruit. So you have to put something in to get something out of it. And you just can't sit at home and do nothing, expect it to show up at your door. Reverse, there also be treasure in the reversal, but in this case it's more likely to be buried than shared. Greed, selfishness, holding on tightly to riches, possibly so enchanted by the pot of gold that it is only clutched more tightly as the palace around it deteriorates into disrepair from the negligence. Fortune that does not bring happiness. Alternatively, the opportunity does not come. Anticipated prosperity is not attained. Its element is earth. The aces relate to beginnings and opportunities always because it's the number one in numerology.
Very descriptive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is my thing because I'm an earth sign. I am all earth.
Okay, well then this is your...
This is speaking to me tonight.
Yes, ma'am. The two of, oh, I'm sorry, folks. I am so sorry. Let me go back because I have cut y'all out.
Oh, we're not
Oh,
even.
I got to
Yeah.
put this up so y'all can see.
There we
There we
go.
go. The Ace of Pentacles. So what I said, there you go. I apologize for that. Now let's move on to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. And again, look at the card and then think about it. Juggling, just like it looks. Keeping things in balance. Look past the juggler to the ships out at sea. He is working hard to keep things going until his ship comes in. He may just spend some time with his partner or his family to try and balance his life a bit better. His ship is in rough seas, but things will work out well for him if he doesn't drop the ball. Traditionally, obstacles, agitation, and trouble. Reverse, the conflicting demands are too intense. He cannot maintain the balance any longer. He drops the pentacle. He may try to cover up the problem with false gaiety. This aspect may also suggest that the subject's work involves the written word, perhaps advertising or journalism, traditionally writing letters, paperwork, messages, financial problems, false gaiety. Its element is earth. The two relates to choices and balance.
I feel like that's the modern man card.
Yes, juggling.
Juggling. What's that?
Yes. So 3. And now when I read this 3, so when I read 3, I'll usually, when I read it personally, for me, this card is always about partnerships. Either partnerships coming together or partnerships breaking up. If I feel positive, it's about a partnership coming together. If I read it by itself, it's a partnership breaking up.
And this was the card tonight that decided to hide from us.
It did
too. So
it
we're
means that we're
get that.
well, we found it. It means we're sticking together.
Yeah, we did.
We're sticking together.
Yes.
So upright is craftsmanship, profitability, recognition, partnership, good planning, advancement through skill and effort, working well with others to achieve success. The pentacle represents down-to-earth matters of high business, employment, and finance. This card signifies rising to a higher level in the material world. Passage from apprentice to journeyman, traditionally nobility, renown, glory, distinction. Reverse is the opposite. The result is unsatisfactory. Perhaps the subject's efforts are ignored or unappreciated by superiors or customers. Perhaps their work needs improvement. Perhaps the problems are due to poor performance by co-workers or partners, but the result is the same. Traditionally, mediocrity, weakness, pettiness, laziness, and waste. Its element is earth. The 3s relate to creativity and fertility. And we'll get to some of the symbolism afterwards of all of these. So whenever I look at this, this is trying to focus on your funds and holding on to money. And when it's upside down, for me, it means you're losing money or you're spending it too freely. And it also depends for me what cards are around it. Because sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's your values or your looseness.
Yeah, how you value yourself.
It's how you value yourself. Right? It just depends on what other cards are around it. So upright, it's focused on money, business interests, and material possessions, developing structure to secure and perpetuate wealth or power. The 4 of Pentacles is known as the miser card. The greed is driven by fear of losing what has been gained through the previous labors. It may be time to relax a bit and perhaps share just a little of the wealth. Traditionally, surety of possessions, inheritance, investment, success, and business. Reversed is financial instability, unable to hold on to money. Poor investment choices, gambling, wasteful spending, previous gains diminished or wasted. The stress of maintaining things may be too great. Perhaps a deliberate choice is made not to be a miser. Traditionally, hindrance, loss, suspense, delay, opposition. Its element is earth. The 4 relates to structure and foundation. In numerology, 4s are about structure, strength, fairness.
You and I are both 4s.
Yeah.
And that when I saw that structure, I was like, oh, that sounds really familiar. Structure. That's what I've been doing for the last month and a half. I need to let go of some of that miser, and you and I need a good vacation.
You know me, I'm all about a vacation.
Yes,
I'm going on one next week. Well, not a vacation. I'm going to work. It's a working day, but I'll be in Tulsa next week.
That's not a vacation, baby. That's Oklahoma.
I know, but I love when I go there. I meet a lot of really nice people, and I see a lot of friends that I've been to like some spiritual camps and stuff with, and have done a lot of spiritual things with. So. It's a good time
I need to go to a spiritual Mexican camp. And
I would go to a Mexican camp.
I'm getting a spiritual Mexican all-inclusive camp, I'm thinking.
Okay, good luck with that. Hopefully they speak something you'll understand.
Mescal?
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, these are the unwanted visitors, but when I read it, is
yeah,
usually.
they are. Did you
So, but upright, it's financial problems, job loss, poverty. Well, they can see the card on the thing too. But I was shown.
You show it. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Show.
You
those
can
are
show
those
them.
are definitely some unwanted visitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Financial problems, job loss, poverty, hardships related to money, frustrating and difficult, but not permanent. Lessons that the road is not always smooth. Traditionally, the Five of Pentacles also suggests loyal partners supporting each other through these difficulties. Reverse, though, is a turnaround. After hard work and thought, the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter. Perhaps unexpected good fortune, reversal of negative trends. The traditional interpretations of this aspect are darker, however. Traditional meanings include confusion, anarchy, and discord. Possibly those who stood by each other during the lean times may be less faithful when the material situation improves. Element, we know some of those. Element is earth. The 5 relates to conflicts, challenges, and adaptivity. You can hold the card. Okay. I'll read.
I got the cards.
Ooh, did I go too quick? Yep. The 6 of Pentacles is now, and I call this my robbing Peter to pay Paul card. So this is benevolence, generosity, charity, sharing, exchanges of money for admiration, exchanges of energy to achieve balance. The 6 of Pentacles may be about helping others, but it may also be about receiving help. You might be the benefactor, but you might also be the recipient. Perhaps the subject is freeing themselves from the burden of debt, financial or otherwise. Perhaps they may receive presents, bonuses, or inheritances in the near future. If offered gifts, accept gratefully. Traditionally, gifts, gratification, prosperity, philanthropy. Reverse, lacking the resources to help those in need. Problems, paying off debt, ingratitude, offers of help turn out to be tied to greater obligations. Possibly a warning to avoid giving loans. There is a good chance they will not be repaid. Traditionally, greed, jealousy, selfishness, and balance. Its element is earth. The 6 relates to sharing, neutral support, and knowledge. Spirit of 6s also relate to family. So don't loan money to family unless you don't want it back.
Exactly. You view it as a gift.
View it as a gift. If you get it back, great. You don't get it back, oh well.
Yeah. What's interesting is you say the robbing Peter to pay Paul card. And whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, a pyramid scheme. And then I looked at this and I'm like, this is actually, it is forming a triangle too with those people, which I think is kind of interesting, which is shape of a pyramid. So, okay, the cards are starting to become much more interpretive to me.
They're
now.
supposed to be. That's the purpose.
It's like I'm learning from you. We're not just hanging out and drinking champagne and talking shit.
You're supposed to be learning from me. That is the purpose.
Yes,
of
that
this,
is the goal.
This. That is the goal. And the 7 of Pentacles. Now look at him, how he's working that field and he's making his money grow and he's starting to harvest it. So the day-to-day tasks associated with enterprise, cultivation, caring for the crop, waiting for the harvest, but not idly, pruning, fertilizing, watering, the hard work and patience required to make things grow, doing the routine things it takes to stay on the road to prosperity. Reverse, anxiety results in poor quality of work. Apprehension about competitors fuels rash decisions. Harvesting before the grain is ready. Working hard for little return, often as a result of impatience. Perhaps insufficient resources are available to do the job properly. The element is earth. The 7 relates to overcoming trials and temptations. And then the 8 of Pentacles. Now look at, he's working, he's creating. So this is about apprenticeship, craftsmanship, conscientious and
Hey Daphne.
and thorough study or work, focusing on doing right. The 8 of Pentacles also suggests conscientious and thorough behaviors in one's personal life. Perhaps the subject is diligently adhering to an exercise plan, a healthy diet, or a savings plan, or drinking champagne with Sid and Alicia. Self-care. Traditionally, candor, practicality, employment, commissions, scholarship. Reversed, it means overwork, underpaid, unsatisfying jobs, lack of effort, or lack of interest in work. Perhaps boredom or poor training lead to frustration and substandard performance. Unemployment may result. Problems saving money or paying bills are possible. Traditionally, hypocrisy, usury, unreliability, insincerity, and lack of ambition. Its element is earth. The 8 relates to progress and persistence. The 9 of Pentacles. Now, for me, when I look at this card, I think old money, or I think
look at her. She's in a robe holding a bird. I mean, that's not something that I
think about 401ks, or just things that just aren't like money that's not at your fingertips, like it's old money.
Accrued.
It's right. Those are the kind of things I think about when I see this card. So I'm always asking people about inheritance. I'm asking about 401ks.
Do you own a caftan?
Or I'm asking about their land, or I'm asking them about property, or I'm asking them about, a second home, or I'm asking. These are depending on what cards are around. These are the things I'm going to.
Are you a Rockefeller?
Right. So upright is financial independence, prosperity, affluence, comfort, good health, possibly a new home, perhaps a luxurious vacation, reaping the rewards of all the previous hard work. Traditionally, safety, prudence, success, accomplishments, thoughtfulness, property, contentment. Reverse, still a card of property and money, but the 9 of Pentacles reverse may signal threats or dissatisfaction. The subject may be uncomfortable with the trappings of their situation, possibly boredom with inherited wealth. Perhaps the wealth was ill-gotten and there is guilt. Perhaps their property is threatened with damage by vandalism or natural disaster. A warning to exercise great care and diligence in real estate transactions. Beware of swindles. Traditionally, trickery, deception, canceled projects, betrayal, deceit, theft, storms, disappointment.
Storms.
Its element is earth. The 9s relate to self-awareness, completion, and integrity. Again, when I see this card, if this is reversed, like I said, the cards will tell you everything. We have hurricane in this. We have theft in this. We have different kinds of projects here. So these cards can tell you anything there is about life. Remember, I kept telling you, every situation in life are in these cards.
And that's interesting, storms, because that and how prepared you are, unfortunately, too, because as we say, always have a plan. With just the storms itself, I think because that's so personal to us. That's not something, and weather in general, that's not something that you necessarily think will be something that will befall you in life as something that you need to be prepared for.
Well, down here in New Orleans, it's not if, it's when.
But like, California too at this point. Yeah, so it can happen.
It's when, and we're not going to go there, but
no.
It's definitely a problem.
We're going to talk about what's going on here. I see a couple dogs and a child pulling the tail of that dog that's about to probably get a little warning.
Yes. So the 10 of Pentacles, the achievements of a lifetime, that which is permanent and may be passed on future generations. The family business, fortune, heirlooms, estate, but also traditions, ancestry, the family name, wanting to ensure the security, comfort, and preservation of the family. This card may be an indication of a coming inheritance, perhaps as the heir or perhaps as the executor. A card of stable wealth and also a card of heritage. Reverse, the reverse of the upright meaning. Members of the future generation care not for family traditions or ancestors. There is no inheritance, or it is wasted by spendthrift heirs. Greedy family members battling and bickering over the estate, only to find it consumed by debt and taxes. Also, the reverse aspect may represent alienation from the family. Element is earth. The 10s relate to reaping the rewards, attainment, achievement, and fulfillment.
So are pentacles, does that deck tend to be related to financial?
So they relate to value, not always financial.
Okay.
So these cards are a different set of cards that you started educating. No, this is the same deck. This is just the pentacles, which are the diamonds of a regular deck of cards. So Tina, this is the same deck. This is all the Rider-Waite deck. The first set of video was on the major deck, and then the second video was the cups, which was the hearts of the deck. This is the cups. These are the diamonds of the deck. I'm sorry. I think cups was the second video, which was the hearts of the deck. These are the pentacles. These are the diamonds of the deck. Next week, we're doing the swords of the deck, which are the spades. And then the last week is the wands of the deck, which are the clubs. So, no, it's all the same deck. But each one is a different suit because there's 4 suits. And then there's a major deck. There's 4 suits in the minor. And so in each in this and so we're going to talk a little bit about so in the first set last week was all cups. Those are about emotions and about emotions. The diamonds are all about value, not just money, but anything with value. And things that put value in your life. What do you
value?
Right, your security, your comfort, your money, value, property, land. So and then next week when we get into swords, that's going to be I call swords the issue card. So these are
like what's your issue?
Right,
law, like what's your damage?
Laws and issues. And
okay,
things,
I was
things
interpreting that as like what's your damage kind of. Damn, I'm sorry. I hate how you know me so well. You're just I know.
Or how you heal. Well, you got they got a lot of surgery in the sword cards deal with a lot of surgery, so health issues are there too. So that's so each suit has their own type of things they kind of focus on. And people who have cups have blonde hair. That's so when you get into we get into the upper deck, which we're getting ready to get there. So let's go to the next card and I'll show you. So now we're into these are called the court cards. And every suit has a court cards, and these are the Page of Pentacles. Remember, the court cards, the pages are the jokers of the deck. So each suit has ace through king and has a page. And the page is the joker for each suit. So there's 56 instead of 52 cards in the minor deck because they added the 4 pages. They represent the children of the deck. Or they're the messengers. And so that's what was added to make it 56 versus 52 cards. And so the Page of Pentacles upright is a message about health, business or finance, likely good news. Also a suggestion to pay close attention to business matters. The Page or Prince of Pentacles is a down-to-earth child. Analytical, pragmatic, hands-on. An engineer and a builder, serious about learning, serious about money. This is a child who opens a lemonade stand or mows the lawn by their own initiative. Traditionally, scholarship, concentration, apprenticeship, and work. Reverse, bad news about finance, business, or health issues. Overly materialistic, obsessed with acquisition. Probably a cheapskate when it comes to spending on other people. Only interested in getting paid, not in doing quality work. Possibly problem studying or understanding assignments. Traditionally, dissipation, degradation, luxury, meddling. Its element is earth. The pages relate to messengers, children, openness, risk takers. So when I see a page, and this page, okay, and this suit, the pentacles are dark, usually dark-haired people. They're earth sign, and like I said, they are the diamonds of the deck. This also pages are also children. So sometimes you see a child. I might read this as somebody who's next to a female or a birthing card. I might say this is a child coming into this family. Or if I see 2 of these in a reading, I might say this person has 2 children. Because I see the 2 pages, so I read it different ways. Both. I read it as both, and depending what other cards are around it. Sometimes it depends. I read them as people, but I also read them depending on what other cards are around it as well. But usually I read them as people too.
Hi, Susan.
So the Knight of Pentacles, a person of integrity, someone who can be counted on, a closer, dependable, self-sufficient, conscientious, persistent. The Knight represents travel, as this Knight in particular suggests travel over natural terrain on foot or off-the-road vehicle. Traditionally interesting, attractive, beneficial, important, helpful, or successful. All the Knights represent travel in some form or matter.
I think that's me. Because closer, traveler, and I'm on a horse at this point.
All the Knights are on horses.
Well, yeah, but it's that's pretty much all I did this week was travel and clothes.
Yeah, but did you travel? So
I don't travel on horseback.
No, but do you travel on an off-road vehicle? Because
I could now if I wanted to because it's got 4-wheel drive, which is rare down here. Yes. So we will see. We will see.
because you're more of a if I was going to pick your card, you would probably let me see, I have to look at you. You could naturally be one, a pentacle. So I have to see what your natural color is.
I don't even know what my natural color is anymore.
I'm looking at the roots, girl.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking at the roots. I'm being real.
My hairdresser needs to be looking at the roots right now too.
Hey, how you doing, Susan? And
reverse.
So reverse. It's a workaholic.
Yeah, that's me.
Focused on advancement and success in the material world while ignoring the emotional and aesthetic elements of life. Turned inward perhaps due to excessive devotion to a pursuit such as writing, exercise, or meditation. That is definitely not me. As a result, uninterested in others and apparently boring to them. However, some see this aspect more in the traditional light, burned out, inactive, unwilling to work hard, traditionally apathetic, stagnant, indolent, discouraged. Its element is earth. Knights are relative to energy, travel, adventure, aggression, and goals. Upright, the Queen of Pentacles. Now look at her. Look how everything is growing around her.
Yeah, she has given up. She is like, I am not doing this yard work anymore.
That's what she's upset at, because she's very prosperous. She's very good at growing things. She's a prosperous woman. She's resourceful. She's fastidious. She's conscientious. Perhaps a business owner or a driving force behind a business. She's in control of her surroundings and her family. She's generous and caring. She's confident that she knows the right way to do things. She works hard to ensure the welfare of her loved ones, the quality of her environment, and the success of her ventures. Traditionally, opulence, security, freedom, luxury, sincerity. But reversed, the Queen of Pentacles is the opposite of the upright. For the most part, she is not generous. She may be insecure and possessive. She may have problems getting things done. She may not pay much attention to the needs of others. She may not be very concerned about her environment, possibly indicative of financial issues. When looking at health questions, should be alert for dietary or digestive problems. Traditionally suspicious, uncertain, vengeful, and apprehensive. Her element is earth. The Queen relates to motherhood, matriarchal authority, attraction, and nurturing. The last one is the King of Pentacles.
He's got a bull with him. Look at that. That makes my little Taurus heart happy.
The kingdom of Pentacles. It's the King of Pentacles. Why they put the kingdom? Why did this thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
The King of Pentacles is the earthly. The Kingdom of Pentacles is the earthly, the practical and economic facets of life. The King of Pentacles is a leader in monetary matters and possibly in the environmental matters, where representing a person he is likely to be involved in finance and to be successful in the business world. A shrewd investor, but interested in values as well as profits. A lover of the finer things, but pragmatic about their acquisition. Perhaps a bit possessive about the people in his life. Steady, stable, and dependable. Generous about providing guidance to others. Traditionally courageous, intelligent, intellectual, loyal, mathematical aptitudes. I think there's a second page on him. If I'm not mistaken, he was too much. Yep. Reversed. The King of Pentacles may become a cheapskate or an exploiter. He may be a business owner who underpays his employees, cheats on taxes, or operates dishonestly. Perhaps a slumlord. He may be overly conservative, thereby impeding or preventing progress. He may view people simply as resources. Also, there may be financial problems. Mathematical aptitudes, dependability, or pragmatism could be lacking. As the Pentacles represents the earth, this reversal could suggest environmental carelessness or usury. Traditionally, vice, weakness, ugliness, perversity, corruption, disorder. Its element is earth. The kings relate to fatherhood, patriarchal authority, management, and competence. Okay, and that's where all that information is taken from. And that website is a very good website, folks. I don't know if it's still available, because last I looked, it was taken down. I don't know if it's back up. But if that bottom website, I do recommend you going there, because everything I'm giving you and everything that's there, most 99% of it comes from that website. So now let's go to the symbology here in the cards.
The
symbols of the deck. Let me open this up. All right. And All right, folks. So, important notes. So now let's go through. Now you need to show them again. So let's see. Lover's Wheel, Queen of Swords.
So we got a lot of stars.
Three of Pentacles, the Arch.
Okay.
Show them already the Queen of Pentacles.
All right.
So the Arch, can you point to the Arch in that picture?
There's an arch. Okay.
Okay, the Arch is symbolic of openings, passageways, initiations, and a reading. The Arch is a symbol of new direction. For the querent, the new openings of path is indicated by the card. Let me see. Knight of Pentacles. The armor in the Knight of Pentacles.
Okay, here he is, yes.
The symbolic meaning of the armor deal with protection, preparation, and strength. Most tarot deck renditions depict all the knights in full armor. The armor indicates the need to protect ourselves when engaging in activities.
See, I identify with this guy.
I know you.
I think that's my
the Three of Pentacles. I think that's this one.
That's
Again.
the three. Yeah.
Pull it again. The bench in the Three of Pentacles. The bench is symbolic of
he's
taking.
standing on it.
The bench is symbolic of taking a moment to examine the details. In a reading, benches indicate the current need to sit back, relax, and take some time to examine or savor the situations expressed in the card layout.
The bird that was on that woman's shoulder with the caftan.
They didn't quote that.
Oh, they need to because it's so obvious.
But it didn't mess it. That's not what it means.
There it is, people. We can see, and they forgot about it.
No, they didn't. They just might have it somewhere else as something else. I don't know. Right. The King of Pentacles, the Bull in the King of Pentacles. The Bull is a symbol of power, royal stability, force, and potency. When we see the bull amongst the cards in a reading, we know we are dealing with some powerful forces. It is shown in the world in the wheel card because the bull Taurus is one of the fixed signs of the zodiac. The bull and Taurus also carry symbolic meanings of resistance to change, being stubborn and inflexible.
What's that like?
The Nine of Pentacles has a castle in it. The castle symbolizes, meaning deals with goals. Castles are physical representations of the need to build block by block upon a strong foundation in order to obtain our goals. Castle may also deal with sheltering ourselves or limiting ourselves from reaching our goals. They are also a symbol of obtaining our desires.
Where is the castle? Where's that one?
You see the 9?
No. Did I already throw it out there?
No, it's not there. The 9. There's 10.
Oh, there's 9.
No, that's not 9. That's 4. That's 8.
You can tell I know my Roman letters.
That's 9 here. That's 9. But
that's the woman, though.
Yeah, but where's the castle?
That's why I didn't see it. Maybe she's in the castle courtyard.
I think
they screwed up.
I don't.
This part.
I think that's it. I think that's it right there.
Oh, okay, the little castle.
Yeah, it's a little castle way in the corner. So I don't know how you would see that. So it's castle because there was another one. The castle was very fade, like fake, not fake, but fade. Like
Faded.
You always say.
Yeah.
Castle symbol means dealing with goals. Castle physical representation of So that's goals. That was crazy. We didn't say okay. So that was crazy. 10 of Pentacles, which is that
where the child was pulling the dog's tail. That's how I remember it.
You remember that one?
Yep.
So the 10 of Pentacles is children. Children represent promise, hope, fresh starts, new beginnings, new ideas, and a fresh way to look at the world. Children are full of promise for the future, and as such, they are a symbol of this promise. When they show up on the cards in a reading, it could mean the beginning of a new venture. The new promise of a new beginning. It can literally mean children are on the way, as well as new births or adoptions. 4 of Pentacles, a city or a village, and the 6 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Wow. Whole bunch of Pentacles. So anytime you see a city or village, it represents gatherings of people, thoughts, energy, and ideas. They're a symbol of culmination of a group that meets a common goal. They also symbolize protection, harmony, and teamwork. When you notice city villages in a reading, it indicates a group effort is required, or the current must tap into some energies or centers. Thought centers to accomplish what he or she must. Wow, there's a whole bunch of those.
Dog.
So,
did they recognize the dog?
Yes. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. First, we got to do. First, we have to do the. Do I have to do this one? Swords, cups. Ace of Pentacles, the clouds. Well, all the aces have clouds, and the clouds hold the meaning of revelation. Consider out the mist of our deepest thoughts. Suddenly an epiphany comes, a bright idea comes from nowhere. And that's in all the aces. It's the ace. It's the ace with the coin in it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yes.
That was in the last one where it was the hand coming out.
All the
holding
aces
cloud.
have the cloud. Yes. And then the dog. So the dog represents man or woman's best friend. Somebody of the dog deals with fidelity, honesty, loyalty, and truth. When the dog symbol pops out to us, we must ask ourselves the following question: where are our loyalties? 2, in what are we putting our faith? 3, are we being true to ourselves? The dog in our cards is also a good indication that we're on the right track, as they are symbolic of stability and righteousness. And that's if it's straight up. If it's upside down, it's going to be the opposite.
An upside down dog.
Hey, Mary.
Okay. These look like greyhound breeds to me. And I view this deck. I view all the
Okay, there's your bird. That's a falcon.
There's no bird. Okay.
So the falcon, which is what she's holding, let me go there, in her hand. So it's a falcon. That's why it wasn't under the bird.
Okay.
Throughout culture and myth, the falcon symbol meaning have pertained to higher vision, superiority, and rising above the mundane. A common sun symbol among many cultures, the falcon also symbolizes potency, vibrancy, and power. When the falcon catches our attention on the 9 of Pentacles, we are promoted to consider if we are living our lives in line with our vision. Are we living at our highest potential? The falcon asks us to fly high and blaze the sky with our own brilliance.
She's doing that. She's feeling herself for sure on that card.
Those are all cups. Grapes. Everybody has grapes. The 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Anyway, grapes symbolize the meaning of grapes, and grapevines deal with fertility, abundance, transformation, and blessing. They are considered the fruit of the earth in both pagan and Christian circles. The grape is rich in symbolism. Bunches of grapes have long been depicted in funerary art and are symbols of redemption. That's all I'm going to read on, because I read grapes every week. The hammer in the 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. A hammer, or the art of hammering, is a sign of getting the point across, or getting the job done. The hammer is also a symbol of force, action, masculinity, and creativity, typically drawn in the matters of vocation. When the hammer catches our eye in a reading, it may indicate that we need to get the job done and well done. Mm-hmm. It may also mean we need to hammer out details relating to a work or a project. The hand, which is in all the aces, is power, domination, protection. It's also the hand of God, folks. It's the symbolism, and it's in all of them. It's also about giving and receiving, and that we need to be open to it. The 7 of Pentacles has a hoe in it.
Oh God! Why do I always, whenever you say that, why is my mind always in the gutter?
I've only said it this time because
no, you said it last time. You said there's a hoe, and I was
only
like,
one card that has a hoe.
I know, but every single time you say it, I need to get my modern mind out of the gutter, because I'm just like, and what is this hoe doing in the 7 of Pentacles?
Earning her pentacles.
Yes.
Earning her pentacles.
Where is the...
Okay. The hoe in the 7 is the tool, and such its symbolism deals with work, resourcefulness, accomplishment. The hoe is also a message telling us we can make our way easier by using resources that are available to us. The hoe is also connected to the old adage, what we sow, so shall we reap. When the hoe pops out at us in the cards, we might do well to consider what kind of sowing we are doing and how we're utilizing our resources. Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Okay. All right. The Knight of Pentacles. All the ones that have horses. The Knight of Pentacles. All the horses and all the knights are featured in all the knight cards. The symbol deals with strength, motion, action, and vitality. So those are easy. I'm not going to keep reading those. I'll be reading those. I'm reading those every week. When you take the course, folks, you're going to get a copy of all of this. So know that. When you come to the course, the master course, you're going to get a copy of all of this. And say that. The lemniscate is a geometrical representation of endless. We've been drinking champagne. Representation of. I'm blaming.
There it is. I haven't even drinking. We haven't even drawn a full glass. This is just us naturally.
Yeah. Let's blame it on the
Sorry.
champagne.
Yes.
Lemniscate Lemnis Gate is also known as infinity symbol. Is a geometrical representation of the endless and eternal nature of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is simply continues on forever in motion. The symbol meaning of this emblem serves to remind us of the infinite nature of our spirit as well as our thoughts. When the symbol comes to our attention, it may be a message we should consider the consequences of our thoughts and deeds, the effects of which can be infinite.
Yeah, but don't you think energy can be created?
Well, yeah, but once
Yeah.
it's created,
Once it's
it's
created,
infinite.
exactly,
It's infinite.
exactly. But it said it cannot be created or destroyed, and
the sun creates energy, so I mean,
we create energy.
We create energy. Yeah, we know that. Once it's created, it can't be destroyed.
A lobster.
Yeah, it's in the it's in, I can see the card that it's in. It's in the moon card.
That makes sense. Water.
Okay. No. See, it's in the moon card. No, this has got a bunch of them.
Mountains, a lot of mountains. Well, yeah, because Earth.
Yeah, but I don't. Oh, it is in the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So there's a lot of mountains in the Page and the Queen. So mountains, seen on many of the cards, mountain symbol deal with triumph, challenge, attainment, and realization. Mountains also represent timeless and endurance that is infinite. When those mountains peek out of the cards in our attention, we may consider the vastness of our universe and contemplate our place within it. We may also want to consider the heights to which we're climbing and what realization of our goals may mean for us and those around us.
They're blue mountains.
Oceans. Now, guys, in a card, ocean means pretty much when you see water almost in the card. Sometimes it doesn't look like an ocean. Sometimes it does. But Two of Pentacles has water in it, or an ocean. Can you find the two? Ocean symbol means deal with infinite possibilities. Consider the ocean. You'll be considering the essence of vastness, mystery, and depth. It seems inexhaustible and the holder of wondrous things unseen.
Oh, and there's a little boat.
When the oceans and the cards crash their waves against our consciousness, it's time to pay homage to the great divine, meaning we should recognize the going power around us, the animating force that runs through us, the expansive and expressive nature of the universe. In other words, we must acknowledge that there may be other higher powers at work in our lives, and it may be time to release our control in order to allow these powers to open up incredible opportunities to us. Path. There's a path in the Ace of Pentacles? Okay. A path, as you imagine, may yeah, I think there is. Now I'm looking at it, as I'm thinking about it. As you may imagine, path may symbol meanings deal with direction as well as the path we choose to travel in any phase of our life. Family, career, love, spirituality.
It's a little gateway too, with actually mountains in the background as well, leading from the path.
Paths remind us the journey of a lifetime begin with one small step. Path in our readings are indicative of beginnings, endings, and the steps we take in between that create the life we're living. When paths win their way in our readings, we must consider these things and question the intention and sincerity of the steps we take upon each of our paths. We must also reevaluate the commitments we've made to our life path. Pillars in the Three of Pentacles. Pillars symbolize meanings are all about balance. Typically, the focal point of the card is planted staunchly betwixt two towering pillars. This is a visual indication that the figurehead of the card has chosen middle ground. When the pillars tower over our readings, it is time to consider matters of diplomacy, balance, tact, strategy. It is a sign that's going between may be more advantageous than taking the proverbial high road and low road. Rather than seeing things left or right, black or white, perhaps we consider a middle road or third option with a new and different perspective. Let me see. Where do you see pillars? The three. It's the first. No, that's the four.
Three.
Oh, pillar.
They're thinking pillars, but I also saw them someplace else. Although that was probably could be interpreted as a tower.
And the page, knight, and the page and knight of Pentacles, there's plowed fields. As we sow, shall we reap. This is the prime symbol, meaning behind the plow fields we see in the cards. When the fields come in contact with our intuition in a reading, we should be mindful that of what we do and how we do it is pivotal to our harvest. If we are lazy and sloppy with planting our seeds, we will be disappointed with results. However, if we invest the time to plant, Nutrient grow our rows, we will be rewarded with abundance. Plowed fields are also a symbol of time. It takes time to reap our rewards. We must allow for germination, and patience is required, and we wait it out for the results we are expecting from our labors. Whew. Queen of Pentacles, there's a rabbit. Reflexive, tentative, and fast rabbit symbol mean dealing with decisive action, tempered with good judgment. Rabbits are close to the earth and therefore are very grounding symbols. A social creatures, rabbits also remind us of the importance of friends and family. When the rabbit and the Queen of Pentacles card hops into our awareness, it is a good time to consider, look before we leap, and exercise good judgment as the Queen does. Also, it is a good sign to gather friends and family about us to get in touch with our grounding roots.
Oh, there it is. It's hidden. Okay, because I was looking around here. I saw like a creepy child in the chair, and then there's the rabbit.
There it is, the rabbit.
That
He's
rabbit
red.
needs, yeah, that rabbit needs to start getting to work on keeping her grounds better.
And there's also a ram in the Queen of Pentacles. You see the ram?
Maybe that's that must be the ram. That's the ram head. Okay.
Head. Featured prominently in most decks, the head of the ram has a symbol meaning of determination, action, initiative, and leadership. The ram is also a symbol of Aries, which is the astral ruler of the Emperor. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, further reinforcing attributes of leadership, authority, and other forefather type characteristics. When the ram butts our attention, it is a sign to take responsibility, get up, take action, and get motivated to accomplish our goals. Six of Pentacles does have scales in it because I saw it. As one would guess, scale symbols deal with equality and balance. It is a perfect visual measure when something is out of whack. The scale is in its precision to show us which part of our life is out of balance. When the scale is tipped more to one side, we know we need to take some corrective action. The ship in the Two of Pentacles. Yes, of course, ship symbol mean to deal with journey and travel. However, a commonly overlooked factor is the medium upon which the said water. It deals with the deeper levels of the psyche and the subconscious. When the ship sails across your vision in a reading, take into consideration where your thoughts or your psyche are traveling. What kind of baggage or cargo are you carrying around? And are you charting or navigating out of the best course for your thoughts and your emotions? The snail and the Nine of Pentacles. Snail symbol meaning deal with steady footing and stability. Snails carry their homes upon their backs, which is symbolic of carrying our security in our hearts. Not only short of foot snails are symbol. Foot snails? What is a foot snail? Not only short of foot, snails are also symbols of slow but steady progress. Featured in the Knight of Pentacles, we understand that stability and success do not appear overnight. Rather, success usually comes at a snail's pace. And the 9, that's not 9, that's 9 right here. Oh. Where's her snail?
There's her little snail.
Oh, that's a little snail.
Tiny
it's a very tiny snail.
He's going to get eaten by that
it's a very falcon. The falcon's about to jump down. Yeah. He's way down here at the bottom.
The falcon's eyeing that like a snack.
Yeah. He's going to still be hungry after that. I'd be afraid.
Yeah.
Snow in the Five of Pentacles. Featured on the Five of Pentacles, we can derive this imagery, that snow symbol meaning to deal with being out in the cold, isolation, exposure to harsh conditions. However, anyone who stepped outside just after a fresh snow can tell the beauty is stunning, clean, crystal, and quiet. There are also symbolic qualities of snow when the flakes fall on your eyes in a reading. Keep in mind the snow is needed in order to have spring flowers. Also remember that tribulation is a matter of perspective. We can either see the snow as isolation or we can see it as a fresh, clean blanket, waiting for us to make a few snow angels in it.
As long as it's not yellow snow.
Yeah. All right. Stained glass in the Five of Pentacles. That's one.
That's it. Yeah, same one.
Same one.
With the snow. It's glass. Very, I'm getting a lot of the little Match Girl vibes from this one. Do you remember that story?
Yes. Stained glass is a symbolic of perception and how our vision, mental, physical, and spiritual can change according to our perception and beliefs. The art of staining glass reaches back to ancient alchemy when certain compounds were mixed with glass to bring about transformational effects upon the viewer. When you seem to be looking through the stained glass window of your reading, it's a sign it's a sign to begin getting honest about your perception of the situation. Are you seeing things clearly? Are you looking things through rose-colored glasses? the wall and the King of Pentacles. See also a brick wall in the symbol A through C. So simply put, the wall deals with separating one area from another when we have a need to keep one area of our lives separate from another. The wall and the cards themselves to us in a reading. Take a close look at the context of the wall cards in relation to the rest of the reading. What are the cards indicating you separate? Walls will deal with the need for privacy. This may be another consideration in your reading. And that is it. All right, folks. So let's
open it up. Any questions that anyone has? I always love when people comment or have questions or thoughts on anything that we went over.
That's going to be the last day there. We do the symbols each time. That's going to be the last day.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see some. Oh, that's just. Okay, I just wanted to check that. That's just what's on the PowerPoints. Okay.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I think he does a good job because I'm just in the dark as a lot of y'all.
So what I'm gonna tell you guys. So this is a lot. It's a lot of information. They got to realize there's 78 cards, and right now we've gone through more than half. We've done 2 of the suits and the major, so we still have 2 suits left. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to try each day, before and after we get started, I always talk a little bit about putting it all together so that you can try to, kind of put it all together, so you can kind of understand that the cards tell a story. And the reason why I'm giving you all the meanings and giving you all the, showing you all the pictures is so that if you come to an intuitive tarot class, which is only one night, you already have some of the basic meanings and you've already seen the pictures. So intuitive tarot should come quick, because in intuitive tarot, all you're doing is telling the story by the picture. And since you already now have been familiar and you've heard all the meanings, if you've sat through these, you've heard all the meanings, then you should not gonna have this. You should be able
to interpret and see how it feels in your life, and you may pick up different things too. That's insight to you than what Sid is able to gain also.
Right. And I want you to, again, some of the best practices: reading short children's books, learning the rhythm of storytelling.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going.
Learning the rhythm of storytelling, because when you're reading a person's cards, you're telling a story.
That's a good
that's really good. I mean, you want the fluidity and the vibrational tones and the sounding is very, very important. A reading and being able to tell a story. And
could you imagine if you volunteered to go to a children's school to read? Like, kids, today we're going to discuss your tarot readings, and we're just going to go over any volunteers, and Madison will be like, can you read my cards?
So I applied for a job once, and my friend Mary, I know, knows the person probably well, that I went to apply for this job with. And she obviously had found someone for the job. She probably hired from within the company. And it happened to be, I had my cards with me in my bag because I was actually going to see a client after I went to this job interview. And she must have hired somebody, and so she sent me off to go to be interviewed by her 2, like, maybe 22-year-old, secretaries for the interview.
Okay.
So I pulled out my tarot cards and I started reading them, and I was like, and they were like, "You mustn't really want this job." I said, "Well, I didn't really think I was getting it, so I figured I'd have some fun with y'all. So let's."
Oh, did they enjoy? I'm sure they enjoyed it and had lots of questions. And they're 22-year-olds, so they're like, "Tell me about my relationship."
Right. Well, no, they started and they were like, I said, "You're gonna waste my time, so I'm gonna waste yours." Pretty much. And then they said, "Well, do you want to just end the interview?" And I said, "It's up to you guys. If you want, I'll read your cards or
take it or leave it."
I said, I can leave. I said, I'm good.
I had an interview like that once that was similar. I thought it was going to be a normal one-on-one interview, and it was probably when I was about...
Watch this. Mary, you want me to tell you who it was? I'll say the last name on I'll say a piece of the name on here, but I won't say the whole name. You'll know who it is. I know you'll know who it is.
But I go into this interview and it turns out it's a group interview and it was for
Friday,
I
okay.
think it was like some type of like executive assistant job or just something that they tried to gloss it up a lot more than what it was. And it was a group of like 7 people and we were in this room and they wanted us to do proofreading. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. This is a waste of my time. And I'm looking around the room and talking about creating energy. I just start laughing at the situation and how you and I were talking earlier about how sometimes your energy can rub off on other people's energy. And so several other people in the room started laughing as well. And then they were like, what are you laughing at? I was like, this is just a joke. This is ridiculous. This is completely stupid. And a couple of people agreed with me. And then we noticed this woman had all these pictures around the room, like of herself, very self promotion style pictures. Some of the people got up and like were taking pictures of her pictures and laughing. I left at that point. It was just looking back and remembering certain interviews.
So I used to do a lot of interviews just to do interviews when I was practicing interview styling. I would go on interviews just to do interviews. And and this particular one, I was supposed to meet with like the president of a company, and like it was like, and then you blew me off like 2 secretaries. So I was like, oh.
I recommend that to a lot of people because it helps to practice asking for the job, because most people never ask for the job. And I help a lot of my friends actually prep for interviews, and I tell them you have to close every single step of the way, every single interview you have to close for that next interview until you have that job. And if you need to practice just looking them in the face and saying, okay, well, you like everything, you ready to offer me the job now? I've gotten a few jobs that way. It works. And now I get to play with horses.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, so in tarot, you're telling a story. You're telling the story of the sitter. You're talking about your sitter's life, and the cards are telling you the story that's coming up and some past stuff. They're telling you about the past and what they've been through, and then they're telling you a little bit because of what happened to them, where their future's going. And so it's a story. And again, some of it can be really pretty outrageous, but remember, it's got to be something that's real, like that's possible. Like they're not going to get in a plane and go to Mars. Okay, that's not going to happen. True. If you're reading somebody who's 85 years old, they're not going to meet
they're not going to have a baby.
Right. They're not getting pregnant. Now, they might be taking care of a grandchild of somebody, of one of their grandkids. That's a possibility. You have to be realistic. That's why people, that's a pregnancy card. She's getting pregnant. No, she ain't.
No, Grandma. And Grandma doesn't want
that. She's 80.
Yeah.
She ain't getting pregnant.
Grandma wants to go on a cruise. She doesn't want to have a baby.
Right. It's the card's there, but it's going to have a different meaning. And so you have to figure out, what is that meaning? What does that mean? And it should come automatically to you. Don't overthink it. I find the biggest problem that people had in being correct in their tarot is that they overthink. They want to give that textbook meaning of every card. Stop. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you see that card? Or you see that group of cards? What is the first thing that's coming to your mind that plays into the story? Stop trying to think of every meaning of every card. Look at the blend of the cards, and what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Or what is the first thing that you see when you close your eye? What is the picture that comes in your head? What is the thought that comes in your mind? What is the voice that you hear? What is your sense? What is the first sense that you get when you're sensing?
And believe and trust your intuition.
Right. Don't second guess it. Don't second guess it. And that's how you're going to give the best reading you're going to give. And you're going to be when you first get started, you're going to be about 70% right. And as you get more comfortable reading, you're going to go to about 80%, and then you'll go to 85%. And then as you get more in touch with your resources or with your senses, you're going to become 90 to 95%. I've never met somebody who's 100%.
And in about 2 years,
never.
And
I've had some good ones.
Yes, you too can get a little stand and be in the French Quarter.
Yeah. No, it won't. I won't let you work at a French
Oh,
Quarter.
no.
I used to have one
I don't
woman that I used to
recommend
do.
it.
I used to have one woman who used to hire me for big events, and poor, rest her soul, she's passed. But she would never. If you worked in the French Quarter, she would not hire you, and she would not. Like she would, and if I would recommend something, she would particularly.
I've
Did
had,
they ever work in the French Quarter? If I would say yes, can't hire
do you want to
them.
hear a crazy story?
Mm-hmm.
So I was bartending one night. Tarot reader came in late in the evening, said he had just gotten off his shift, and he didn't believe it. He didn't believe what he did. And I asked him, okay, so what's tell me about a crazy night that you've had. And because he said women, they come in, they want to know about relationships. Men, they come in, they want to talk about their business. And so I'll just direct it and make a story about it. It's like, okay, craziest night you've had. And he said this guy came in, and it was toward the end of the shift of the woman that I was taking over. I didn't want to read, she didn't want to read his cards. So she was like, you can go ahead and read him. So I said, okay. So he starts the shift. The man sits down at the table, pulls out his wallet, pulls out a gun, and places it on the table. And the tarot reader, we'll call him Ben for the sake of the story. Ben is like, okay, this is how it's going to end. And the guy says, shuffle the cards, just shuffle the cards. And he's like, okay. Well, is there a question that you have? Is there anything that's on your mind? And the guy blurts out, I just want to know if they found the body. And Ben said the first card he pulled out then was death.
Yeah, well, death isn't about a body.
But Ben didn't really believe in what he did. Ben viewed it as, yeah. So he said that's how Ben interpreted it was, oh, wow, okay, this is not good. So he says, the death card. Death can be viewed as a new form of life or new beginnings. And I don't remember the rest of the story because I think other people came into the bar. I just thought that was a really interesting anecdote of that evening.
I did a reading, and so what I had was the Hangman. I had the Devil, and I had the Tower of Destruction upside down. And I got this really bad feeling, and I just looked at this woman and I said, now hand me the gun that's in your purse. And she reached in her purse and put a gun in my hand. I've had that happen during a tarot reading.
Wow.
So then, Tag, you're it. I couldn't leave her. I had to call her family and wait for them to come.
Yeah.
Because you take on a big responsibility when that happens. But there were other cards, but I just sensed that I knew. And this was a prominent woman, just things that come out, the things you see. I had another woman that I was reading who had a crush on this very 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 chauvinistic, but also very type of man, very narcissistic man, and he didn't like her, and she was very heartbroken, and she asked me if she was ever going to get married, and I'm doing her cards, and I saw two pages, and I saw the Hermit, which in the Pope, and I saw the Lovers, and I'm like, you get married to a religious man who has 2 kids, probably a priest or a pastor of some kind. And she looked at me and she busted out laughing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. A year later, she married a preacher with 2 kids.
Oh gosh.
And she called me up.
I guess preachers need wives too.
She called me up. She's like, you told me this. And she goes, I would have never believed that. She said, but you told me I was so hooked on this guy. She goes, I said,
no. Said don't lie.
When it's meant to come out, and one of my favorite stories, and I'll share this one with you. One of my favorite stories this is a long time ago, so I guess this woman owned her own company. I don't want to say the company because I don't want to reveal the person because she is local. But I was reading her, and I'm like, and I don't know what I saw. I don't even remember the cards that I saw, but I remember just out of my mouth comes, yeah, and I'm gonna use a different city. I said, because I don't want people to know. I said, your husband's have an affair with a woman named Carol in his Baton Rouge office. And she goes, how you know Carol? How you know my husband has a assistant? Has an office in Baton Rouge? I said, I don't. And I don't know why that came out of my mouth. Sure enough, she went home. Let me tell you something. She went home. She confronted him. He was having an affair
with Carol.
Uh-huh. They did not get they did get divorced, but they understood it. They remained friends. They actually lived together.
They had an understanding.
It actually made them closer.
Okay, because they were able to probably reveal some dissatisfaction. Well, it helped them have a come to Jesus moment of this is where
it actually helped their relationship. So whatever happened, whatever was supposed to happen happened. It made me come out with that information, and it actually saved their relationship.
Well, what you just said is a very key thing.
Right.
What was supposed to happen will happen.
Right.
And that's why I always tell everyone you are where you are supposed to be right now.
I said to people when they come to me like afraid, like a lot of people, oh, I'm scared of those things. Like, why are you scared of cards? Why are you scared to find out what's going on in your life in a card reading? Because what a card reading does is it helps you prepare. It
gives you knowledge, and there's nothing wrong with having knowledge to make a plan and be prepared.
I said, now, if you go...
That, to me, takes anxiety away when I have the ability to be calm and be prepared, because then I think, okay, I am prepared now for whatever comes because I have done as much preparation.
There are several types of readers. There are readers who are the gypsies who... You go to them for a reading, and then there's always a curse of some kind. Those really? You get up.
They still have those?
Oh, here in Louisiana, plenty.
Oh.
You go to one of those. You get up. You walk out. You don't pay them, or if you do, you pay them the very base pay, and you walk out and never go back because they're there to rob you.
That's like that movie. Money. Drag Me to Hell. That's a great movie. You should watch that some night. That's my suggestion for you.
So. Anyway, so there's that type of reader, which we call the gypsy, because there's always some kind of curse on you that they're gonna want to remove. They're gonna keep you baited. They're gonna bait you. That you never ever go to one of them ever. The minute they mention curse, you get up, you go out, you find somebody who's honest or a priest or somebody, and you go see if there's anything on you, and you get a blessing and. If there is something, they'll get it removed. Get some
holy water, yeah.
Right, you get it removed. I mean, and again, don't pay for it. There's too many things you can do for free. Don't pay for it because they're trying to bait you, and they're gonna want to wash your money and all. Don't believe all that. And they're good at it. They will convince you. So
that's their job.
That's their job. Don't do it. The second type of reader is the life coach. They really tell you nothing, but they give you good life advice. They're your therapist.
I like that.
That's another type of reading.
I like the analogy of it. The description.
Some people pay for that.
Yeah.
The life coach.
Yeah.
They basically and so a good read is a combination of both. You come to me, I'm a combination of both. I'm gonna give you life coaching, but I'm also gonna tell you what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be right about the future. But I'm gonna also coach you into how to prepare for that. So that's a good reader. One who can be the life coach and the intuitive. Because then you have the intuitive who all they do is see the future, but then they don't tell you what to do with it. So then you don't know how to prepare for it. They're the ones who tell you, "Oh, I see you shooting yourself," and then let you leave, and then you go shoot yourself because they don't know how to get you through the depression. If I see depression or I see illness, I'm going to tell you how to get through it.
Do you think that maybe some of those they're just not advanced enough to know?
They shouldn't be reading.
Okay.
They shouldn't be reading. They should.
If they're not, okay, the life. Okay. So because the life coach would maybe read and then be like, "Don't kill yourself."
Well, but they don't know that. Right.
But she wouldn't. But yeah.
A life coach. Well, you're just paying for a therapy session. If that's what you need is a therapy session. If that's cheaper than your therapist, then go to the life coach. I'm not knocking the life coach. Some people need the life coach.
But it's nice to have the combination.
Exactly.
It's best.
Well, if you want a true psychic reading or true intuitive reading, then you go see a psychic or an intuitive. You want to know the future, but you also want to know how to deal with what's coming up.
True.
And you want someone who can sense you and know you enough to help you get through whatever you're about to go through. So when people come to me and say, "Well, Sid, what if you see something bad?" Well, the purpose of seeing that thing that might be negative is for me to help you get through it and to be prepared
be
for
the strongest and best you can when it happens.
My deal is I want to make you the best version of you. I want you to be the best you can be. I had someone today, and all of my and I'm not going to make this. I promise I won't make this political, but in all my drama today, with FB, someone approached me and they were like, you know, they were like, she said to me, my mama just came in and told me I don't, she's mad, she's mad, she's screaming, she shouldn't talk to you. And I'm like, but I just told you how much I love you, mother. I said, I don't get mad at people for them the way they feel, because I understand. I understand.
That's the point.
I understand.
Understanding why.
I understand why people are where they are in life. I said, that's the difference between them and me. I understand, because I deal and work with people like this all the time. I understand why they think this way. I understand why they're going through what they go through. I understand when things happen to them, why. And I said, and I can't fix everybody, but what I can do, and only if they want it, is help them, open them up, even if it's just a little bit. If they want it. If they don't want it, they don't have to want it, and that's okay. Because my job in this world, and my job for me, even for myself, is to try to become the best versions of ourselves, and to enjoy. And I'm a very happy person. I have everything I want in life right now. I have attained the top of Maslow's hierarchy. There is nothing that I have not. I have gotten everything I've wanted in life.
You need a dog.
No, I don't. No, I've had that. I've had a dog.
I know. I just want you to get an animal of some kind.
No. I travel too much, and I enjoy my travel.
Yeah, I know.
I enjoy being able to pick up and go. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy being with the person that I'm with. I have the most wonderful husband in the world. That to this day, I have not met anybody that could even come close.
I would agree with you on that point. He is unique.
He is unique.
He is
special.
He's very special. Yes.
There's no one that understands me better than he does. There is no one that treats me and respects me better than he does. There is no one in the world. And I feel blessed to have found someone like that.
Soul,
and Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So let's talk about that. The day after Valentine's is the grief group. So on this grief group on Saturday, which starts at noon, you can go to my website. There are still some seats available. What we'll be doing for the grief group is we're going to have the lecture. I'm going to talk about grief and all that. And we're going to do our little thing like we did the first time, where I explain how grief operates and how to relieve grief. But then we're going to do Valentine's grief. Where we're going to make remember when you were in school and you got those little white bags and we decorated them, and then people secretly were your Valentines?
They put the little candy hearts, the chocolate
candy hearts. Right, well, we're going to make Valentines for our loved ones on the other side. But first, the people after you tell your story are going to write you little messages to your loved ones on the other side, and then you're going to each up to you.
I like this.
And then you're going to write a Valentine to your loved ones on the other side. You can drop them in your bag secretly, and then you're going to get to go home and read those, and then have a moment with a glass of champagne or wine.
We recommend the Wycliffe champagne.
Yeah, Wycliffe champagne.
By the way, Wycliffe, if you're
listening.
Wycliffe, yes. Happy Valentine's
Day.
And beyond.
Yes. Yes, send us a case, please.
Yes.
So anyway.
But no, that's a really unique idea, and that's wonderful. And that, and I tell that to a lot of my people that I work with who have lost people also. Yes. Write them messages. Yes. You can communicate all the time. I love this idea. What time is the grief group on Saturday?
It starts at noon, and it's going to go till 3:00. It's about an hour and a half lecture. Then we're going to take an hour and a half of doing a creativity thing where you're going to be making Valentines and writing out Valentines for each other. And then put them in the little bags, and you get to take your bag home, and you get to read them at your own leisure. You can light a candle, have some wine, have some champagne, and sit back and read your Valentines about your loved ones on the other side. So we figured that'd be a great thing. Like Christmas, we did the ornaments. I figured for Valentine's, we'll make little Valentines.
I like that.
Yeah, stuff like that'll be a really cool thing. I can't wait for Easter. We're going to do Easter eggs.
Oh, an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
Did I tell you several years ago I made a bunch of Easter eggs and I hid them in the quarter? I hid them around the quarter and sent them to my friend's bar with messages in it. They knew that I was doing it. And if the people found the Easter eggs and brought the message in, they got a free drink.
Did I ever tell you what we did for a party in the quarter one time similar to that? We didn't do eggs. This was one of the funnest times we ever had. So what we did, we first of all, we created 3 big prizes with gift cards. They were baskets full of all these prizes, right? And we threw this big party, and it was called, and I lived in the back of the quarter, we called it the Great Rubber Retrieval. And we had a scavenger hunt, and you had to go find these rubbers, and we planted them all over the quarter, and they had like, it was a scavenger hunt, and and we had them like in bars, like the bartenders would have them like, and every time you went to find one in a bar, you had to have a shot to get one. That's what we did. It was the best time.
That's great.
Oh, it was the wildest time. We had the best time, and oh yeah.
We do Easter pretty well in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, we called it the Great Rubber Retrieval.
I love this.
And you had to get clues. Either read the clues, and they took you to each clue took you to some bar, and they had all the condoms were hidden in bars, and a lot of times you had to go to the bartender and order a certain drink, and you had to do the shot, and then he'd give you a rubber.
Yes.
So we had all the bartenders were in on it.
Safe sex and a resurrection. This is great.
Right.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
Hey, Amy, that was a great time.
That is a good Easter.
Yes, that was a great time. I was living downtown, and it was my younger days, of course, because we could do that again.
We could do that again.
Yeah. We had a bunch of people. When we spent about, I think we spent about 500 in gifts. It was a lot of gifts. We had some great gifts, and we had like 10 people.
I'm all here for having a good time and helping others enjoying having.
And it was great, and we were so drunk because then I had a house in a quarter, so I could crash at my house, and from my house we all just went from scavenger hunt. It was, and we had like different clues, and you had to read your set of clues, and
I love that.
And we had teams, and we went out.
Yes. Whoever got
right. So we had teams, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun that was there. We called it the Great Rubber Retrieval.
Happy Easter.
Yes. That was a lot of fun. So anyway, folks,
as we jump back to reality, Saturday.
So Saturday is again the grief group, and so please join us on Saturday at noon. You can get a spot by going to my website sid-patrick.com and get a ticket and come join us for the grief group. Always a party and a quarter. Yes, indeed. We need to do that. But we'll have to get a hotel room because I don't want nobody driving drunk, because when we did that scavenger hunt, you had to, every bar you went to, you had to get a drink.
Ubers are hard to find on Easter for some reason. I noticed. Ubers are hard to find on Easter for some reason. But...
So, but it's fun. We had to have like a landing place, with we had all the baskets set up with all the prizes, Easter basket with all the prizes in them, and then then the groups went out looking for all the prizes. Well, it was a friend of mine's birthday, which happened to be right at Easter, so it was perfect.
I love it. Yeah, they're coming up with a lot more stuff. I got to judge the Sexy Jesus contest on its inaugural year that they did on Easter.
Okay.
And they, I think they may have taken a COVID break, but they have been doing that again.
I bet you my one of my doctors at Kenner probably won it because he used to play Jesus all the time.
I know who won it. He dressed. He did the first year he dressed up as Crocodile Dundee Jesus.
Oh, okay.
So it was.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
This guy used to play Jesus all the time. In fact, I ran into him in Amsterdam at the airport.
Was he dressed as Jesus?
Always a Lyft or Uber.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get a room just to have all the prizes if we do it. I think we should do it.
Okay, I'm down for that.
We'll do it.
Okay. Cheers to that. Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm out, but there's a little sip in there.
Me too.
So we will do that.
Well, we are out of champagne and out of time.
Yes. I need to go fill that glass again. No, that was only one glass. So anyway, guys, so again, about tarot, next week we'll be doing the swords. So we'll be doing the spades of the deck. So next week will be the swords, and then the final week is going to be the wands. So stay tuned for we got these last 2 weeks to get through, and then we'll get started on the symbolic. I'm probably going to take a break because I think me and Alicia need to get some talking back in and some more readings back in with you guys, and then we might even do some tarot lays instead of some mediumship. in those weeks where we're going to just do some discussion boards with you guys, and then that'll be a lot of fun, But please like and share us. Also, please, if you go on to YouTube, subscribe. Can't wait for the day where we get a plaque.
Yes.
From YouTube for 100,000 subscribers.
Or a champagne sponsor.
Or a champagne sponsor.
One of the two. I
From
will
Wycliffe.
take. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Wycliffe.
Wycliffe champagne.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Yes.
joining in with us tonight. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Great rest of your week. And come join us Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday for the grief group. And if you're lucky, you might get lucky to join. I'm doing a gallery at my house on Sunday. It's free. I have 1 or 2 seats left. If you're here at the grief group, you might get a chance to be in a drawing for one of those seats. So come join the grief group. It's me and Misty Gaither. We'll be doing a mediumship gallery at my house on Sunday at 2. I think I have 2 free. It's free. And so, but we're going to probably have 1 or 2 seats available that I'll be able to do a drawing for. So come see. See y'all Saturday, hopefully. sid-patrick.com for those